all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
And right now at 6 o'clock, we have breaking news in Hartford. Police are investigating a killing in the area of Orange Street, just steps away from where another shooting happened this week on Park Street.
And the Alex Jones trial continues this morning after an emotional day in court. But the question on everyone's minds is still, will Jones testify?
Also, the vice president headed to Connecticut this morning. We're with you all morning with the latest on her visit right now on the news at 6.
And good morning to you. Thanks so much for being with us here at Fox 61 America Areas.
And I'm Tim Lammers. My goodness, if you've been out and about on the roads, oh wow, especially up in the northern part of the state, I almost had to pull over my car. It was raining so hard.
Was it that bad?
With some lightning, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It was just borderline dangerous. As we get over to Rachel Piscatelli, you can see on the radar. Doesn't look like it's gotten much better.
Yeah, I was woken up at about 2 o'clock this morning, which is just about 20 minutes before my alarm goes off, which was awful because of some of those thunderstorms that worked their way into the state. But you can see here we do have some heavy downpours and even some light to moderate rain falling across portions of the state. But we'll take you closer to where we're seeing the heaviest rain this morning, towards Torrington, Goshen, Winsted, Barkhamsted, Granby, along Route 202 into Windsor Locks, along 91 as you're heading to the Massachusetts border and into Enfield. So we are getting reports of some thunderstorms too, some embedded thunder and lightning also associated with some of those. So just keep an eye on the sky today. It's 55 right now in New Milford, 54 in Meriden with wind speeds upwards of 10 to 24 miles per hour. Gusts expected to be higher than that. So through the day today, I think for your morning commute, there will be those pockets of downpour. So give yourself some extra time through the afternoon. When it's not raining, it's mostly cloudy and breezy with high temperatures only fluctuating a couple of degrees to the upper 50s to near 60 degrees today. So we're ranging around mid 50s to low 60s. And then tonight we're back down into the 40s and mid 50s. We'll detail out where we go from here. We are expecting improvements coming up in just a bit. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning to you. What Tim was mentioning about seeing that really heavy rainfall over right at the Massachusetts state border. We're seeing a lot of delay on the northbound side of I-91 right at that Springfield-Enfield line. So I don't know if there's an accident up there. We don't see any markers as of this time, but there definitely is some action up there, definitely some delay. Over in the Hartford area, we do still have that crash on 91 southbound. Wouldn't be surprised if this clears very shortly. This is at the exit 30 off ramp to I-84. As we take a live look at Jennings Road, not really being impacted as of right now. 91 north and southbound moving just fine in and out of the capital city, as you can see right there. There's also a crash over in Middlebury, a two-car crash on the eastbound side of I-84 between exits 16 and 17. As of right now, really not causing much delay. The right-hand lane is closed, but other lanes are operational in full capacity. Over in the Hartford area, this is on 91 southbound and northbound, all moving just fine as of right now as you go over the Bulkley Bridge. And let's take a live look in New Haven. Things are moving freely on 95. Down in Fairfield County, those delays starting to build up in the Bridgeport to Fairfield area. You can see that heavier volume on that right-hand side of your screen on the southbound side. But overall, not too much to complain about. We'll check in again coming up in the next half hour. But for now, Tim and Erica, back over to you.
All right, Lauren, thank you. And let's get you back to that breaking news in Hartford, where police are investigating a shooting that happened in the Parkville section of the city.
Yeah, and this comes just 2 days after attempted carjacking turned deadly in the very same neighborhood. We're checking in right now with Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro. He's live at the scene on Orange Street. What we know so far, Angelo.
Erica, Tim, and we do have some new information at this hour. Police confirming this was a shooting they are investigating as a homicide. Beyond that, we don't have much information, waiting for the public information officer to get on scene. Give us some more details about what exactly happened here, what led up to this shooting, and how many people were involved. Again, this all happening on Orange Street. We're at the intersection with Park Street. The scene has since cleared within the last 30 minutes, but we do have some video showing the scene earlier this morning when investigators were all over this place. You can see two men on your screen right there, two investigators with dozens of evidence markers all over the ground as they investigate, again, what led up to this deadly shooting, this homicide. And just to give you some more context about where we are right now, this is a very residential neighborhood. You can see apartment complexes on both sides of the street. Right next to us is the Parkville CT Fast Track Station. And then on the other side of the street, there's also a park with a playground. And as we mentioned off the top, all of this happening after another shooting just 2 days ago. That is where an attempted carjacking turned deadly on Monday in the very same neighborhood, the Parkville neighborhood. That happened in a parking lot on Park Street near Pope Park Highway. Police say the attempted carjacking led to an exchange of gunfire between the carjacking victim and 2 suspects. One of those suspects died, and police adding the victim was permitted to carry a gun. So again, at this point back here on Orange Street, waiting for the public information officer to get on scene, give us some more details about what exactly happened here. Still very limited information. All we know at this point, this was a shooting. Still waiting to confirm how many people are involved with this, what time this happened, and what exactly led up to this. Of course, as we get those details, we'll pass them along to you at home. Reporting live in the capital city this morning, I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61 News.
Angela, thanks so much for the update.
We appreciate it. Well, this morning, Waterbury police are looking for whoever shot and killed a 17-year-old. We don't have a lot of details at this point. Police haven't released the victim's name, nor have they announced any suspects. But they said it appears to have happened around 6:30 last night around 225 Bishop Street. The victim later died at St. Mary's Hospital. Please call the Waterbury PD if you can help them solve the case. Vice President Kamala Harris will hold a discussion on abortion rights this afternoon at Central Connecticut State University in New Britain. It's going to be her second visit to the state this year after she delivered the keynote address at the Coast Guard Academy graduation ceremony in May.
Of course, planning for her arrival is a big task for law enforcement of the local, state, and federal levels. Fox 61's Tony Black talked to students at the university as they get ready to welcome Vice President Harris.
I'm a little nervous because she, is the vice president and everyone's talking about it.
The Central Connecticut State University campus is gearing up to welcome Vice President Kamala Harris to the New Britain School. She will be taking part in an afternoon discussion Wednesday on abortion rights alongside representatives from Planned Parenthood. Students say they hope everyone in the room remains respectful of others' opinions.
I hope that all the students here are able to remain level-headed.
It's an exciting moment for the campus to welcome back another political figure. Former President Barack Obama stopped by during his time in the White House.
I'm a little excited. I heard she's coming about reproduction rights, so I want to hear what she has to say about it.
Planning for the arrival of Vice President Harris takes a lot of involvement from CCSU police to New Britain police to state police. Sergeant Christine Jaltama says drivers should prepare to be a part of her visit in New Britain, too.
Traffic will be a mess in that area. Our Troop H troopers are going to do an amazing job assisting Secret Service, shutting down the highways, on-ramps, off-ramps.
She says they are helping the Secret Service with what the agency needs. The Vice President is flying into Bradley International at 9:45 in the morning and out of the airport at 3:25 in the afternoon. Drivers should anticipate possible commute disruptions.
Don't get frustrated. Stay patient. We try to reopen these as soon as possible, and it's more for the safety of the politicians and the safety of the commuters that will be traveling in the area.
Sergeant Jaltama says they are dealing with the Secret Service more often. Vice President Harris delivered the keynote address at the Coast Guard Academy graduation ceremony in May, and Education Secretary Miguel Cardona is a Connecticut native.
We are always all hands on deck. We pull the troopers that work in that area, and then again, any specialized units that we have.
Oh, be sure to stay with Fox 61 for complete coverage of Vice President Harris's visit to Connecticut today. We got team coverage this morning. You can follow along by downloading the free Fox 61 News app to get all the information you need right on your phone.
Though the vice president's trip isn't officially a political one, many see it as a political opportunity for Congresswoman Jahana Hayes. Now, Hayes is up for re-election this November in Connecticut's 5th District, in what many are saying will be a uniquely tough race. Politico has this race declared as a toss-up, as Hayes' Republican opponent is former state Senator George Logan. Logan is described as a more moderate Republican candidate, as he has said that he supports abortion access with some limitations. And ahead of this morning's vice presidential visit, the Republican National Committee and Connecticut GOP will host a press call. The Alex Jones trial is set to continue this morning in Waterbury as the Sandy Hook families continue their emotional testimony. Jackie Barden is one of the mothers who took the stand yesterday, talking about how Jones' claims on InfoWars impacted her life. She lost her son Daniel in the Sandy Hook tragedy.
I remember one saying that they were at Daniel's grave and they had peed on his grave because they didn't think anybody, they didn't believe that Daniel was buried. And another letter was that they were going to dig Daniel's grave up.
Well, Jones was not present in the courtroom during that testimony, but he did hold a press conference outside, calling into question whether or not he will end up taking the stand this week. The judge has said to the jury that this week will be the last week of evidence before they have to decide how much Jones owes the family in damages because he has already been found guilty.
Today is National Coffee with a Cop Day. The goal is to bring together police officers and the community members they serve. Officers from the East Hartford PD will be at the Dunkin' on Main Street from 8 to 10 this morning. And the New Britain Police and Mayor Aaron Stewart will be at Cafe Busy Bean on Main Street in New Britain there from 9 to 11. On the New Britain Police's Facebook page, they said no speeches, just a chance for you to come and ask questions and voice concerns.